Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh. Not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh. His only begotten Son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah, not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christus, not Yeshaya, not Yehosha. It's Yahweh Shah. So we gotta give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether you can accept it or not. In a sincere salutation to all the occupant pushing the truth and believing the truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the outwalk who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah from Jim Messolano Camp coming at you another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification, another daily edification. The Lord's willing. This be edified. And I titled this lesson, Hell is not a place where you go, where you burn forever. Hell is not a place where you burn. So Lord willing, this be edifying. The brother Yuan did a lesson on this last week. And I was dealing with somebody at a plantation about the same topic. So I said I was gonna do a lesson on it as well because they're trying to get understanding about hell. And I was telling them there is no place where you're going to burn forever. And that's according to the scriptures. So the person asked me, well, what about the wicked? Where do the wicked go? And I told them that the wicked go to the same place where the righteous go at. Nobody die and go to hell. And I was explaining to them that hell is a condition, it's a judgment. Nobody die and go to hell. So Lord wouldn't be edifying. So first precept I'm going to get is Ecclesiastes chapter 3. And I'm going to start at verse 20. It reads, all go to one place. All go unto one place. All are from the dust. Salaki, all of the dust. All are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of beast that goeth downward to the earth? So, all go to one place. So the person asked me last week, so if we die and everybody go to one place, the person said, so you telling me the wicked don't go to hell? And I said, no, hell is a condition. Nobody die and go to hell and burn forever. Again, Ecclesiastes 3 and 20. All go into one place. All are of the dust, and all turn to the dust again. Now, what you have to understand that in the Bible is reincarnation. Reincarnation is in the Bible, and we all have been here on earth numerous of times. This is Exodus chapter 20 and verse 5. This is what the Lord said. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord Yahweh, thy power, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. So every third and fourth generation, We come back on the earth, same spirit, just in a different body, right? You first have to understand reincarnation. So this is Deuteronomy chapter 24 and verse 16. It reads, the fathers shall not be put to death for the children, neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers. Every man shall be put to death for his own sin. So you understand this, that the Lord visits the iniquities. Every third and fourth generation, you come back reincarnated for judgment. This is Ezekiel 18 and 20, because it just said that every man must be put to death for his own sin, right? Ezekiel 18 and 20. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. The son shall not bear the iniquity of the father, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of the son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. So, your lot is your lot. It says it in Proverbs. Let's read that. This is Proverbs 16 and 33. It reads, the lot is cast into the lap, but the whole disposing thereof is of the Lord Yahweh. So the Lord can do away with you if he wants, but he doesn't. The lot is cast into the lap, but the whole disposing thereof is of the Lord. So the Lord don't do away with you. He just regenerate you over and over. So knowing that the lot is cast into the lap, Ezekiel 18 and 20 again, the soul that sinneth, it shall die. The son shall not bear the iniquity of the father, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of the son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. So your lot is your lot. Again, Deuteronomy 24 and 16, the father shall not be put to death for the children, neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers. Every man shall be put to death for his own sin. Now, knowing that, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 10. It reads, for we must all appear before the judgment seat of Hamashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he have done, whether it be good or bad. So knowing this, that we all must appear before the judgment seat of the Lord, right? To get judgment. What's your judgment? When you die, the Lord regenerates you again. And if you was wicked, like I said in Ezekiel 18 and 20, if you was wicked in the previous life, the Lord going to send you back again. Right? This is Ezekiel, Salakia, Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 16. It reads, and moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. Where's under the sun? On the earth. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. Well, on earth. I said in my heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked. Well, on earth is a time there for every purpose and for every work. So, on earth, Solomon said, under the sun, again, Ecclesiastes 3 and 16, and moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there, right? So the iniquity ain't in hell. So if hell is a place, what does Solomon say? I saw the wicked and the righteous there, that iniquity was there. And I said in my heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked. Well, under the sun, there on earth. For there is a time there on earth for every purpose and for every work. Whether it be done good or bad, you get judged when you come back. Now, 2 Corinthians 5 and 10 said, we must all appear before the judgment seat of Hamashiach, right? This is 2 Corinthians Salaki, 2nd Ezra 14 to 35. It reads, now it said in 2 Corinthians 5 and 10, we must all appear before the judgment seat of the Lord, right? We must all appear before the judgment seat of Mashiach. Second Ezra 14 and 35. For after death shall judgment come. How can your death come after judgment? I mean, how can your judgment come after death, Salaki? For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again, and then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. Well, on earth, come back every third and fourth generation, reincarnated again, for after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again. And then shall the name of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. Because the Lord send you back in your lot. If you was righteous, you coming back as a righteous person. You don't know you righteous, but the Lord gonna put the spirit on you to do righteous acts. You're gonna do things righteous. Once the Lord wake you up to the truth, that's the path you follow. Like we all, like the valley of dry bones, right? You had the Lord woke up some and gave him the breath and the flesh. Some he just woke up and gave him the flesh, right? This is Job 14. Job 14 and 14. Now, this is one topic that everybody can't get because of plantation Christianity. Now, who came up with this false doctrine? The Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic Church, talking about trying to get people to come and pay tithes, saying that you can if you have a family member that have passed away, you can lift their sin, their soul out of purgatory if you just come to the church and pay tithes. So, as it say in 2 Corinthians 10 and verse 4, it say, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh Shema Shai to the pulling down of strongholds. This is a major stronghold on our people's believing that it's a place called hell where you go and burn forever. But through the truth, like it said in 2 Ezra 6 and 28, matter of fact, let's read that real quick. This is 2 Ezra chapter 6 and 27. It reads, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. Meaning it's going to go away. With what? As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared. So we're pulling down strongholds with the truth, man. So that hell doctrine, and that hell doctrine is a big thing, man. Because a lot of Jays can't get over that it's a place where you go and burn forever. Like the person at my job kept asking me. And the brother you won did a video on it, and I said, I got to do a video on it too. Because the person at my job, it took me a while through the scriptures to show them that, because they kept asking, well, okay, so you telling me the wicked people that die, they don't go to hell? No. We all go to one place, man. Right? But we're going to get to that. 2 Ezra 6:27, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared. So the truth about hell is hell. The word hell means condition, judgment, or the grave, man. Right? This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through power to the pulling down of strongholds. What's the strongholds? Religion. The lies of religion, man. Philosophies of the world. I can tell you in Colossians 2 and 8, right? Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophies and deceit, man. Okay? By the traditions of men, by the rudiments of the world, which is what? The same way, the same things that have been taught since the plantation. Even before, since they came up with this doctrine, man. But the truth is bringing down the strongholds. Hell is not a place where you go and burn forever. So it's a casting down imaginations, which hell doctrine is an imagination of the world, man. It had destroyed our people. Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of a Mashiach. When they say and bring into captivity every thought to the obedience of my, that's talking about the elect, man. Coming back to the truth. The 2/3 gonna stay with the imaginations, with the strongholds. But the truth, as it said in Isaiah 34:16, seek ye out the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail, meaning the prophecies. None shall want her mate, right? Meaning there's no other book on the planet that you can compare to the Bible. For his mouth, right? It have the Lord mouth, his spirit have gathered them, talking about the elect. So through these scriptures, these strongholds is being tore down, man. Because now the Bible is being teach correctly, man. It's being teach correctly. So this is so when I read this precept to the person at the plantation, they were stuck. Because they kept saying, well, so you telling me when the wicked person die, a murderer, a killer, whatever, when they die, you telling me they go to the heaven where the righteous go? I said, yeah. This is Ecclesiastes 3 and verse, read again, Ecclesiastes 3:20. It reads, all go unto one place. All are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of beast that goeth downward? Right? Wherefore I perceive that there is nothing better than that a man should rejoice in his own works. Wherefore I perceive that there is nothing better than that a man shall rejoice in his own works, for that is his portion. For who shall bring him to see what shall be after him? So Solomon said, hey, if the Lord gave you the spirit, do the work, man. Hey, because it's nothing else after this, man. You come like a reincarnation, but you're allotted your lot. When you die, you gone. But reincarnation, you come back over and over. So it's again, Ecclesiastes 3:20, all go into one place, all are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Who know the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of beast that goeth downward to the earth? So if your spirit go up to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, how can you be burning in hell? It just don't make sense. It doesn't add up. It's Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 7. It reads, then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. What did that tell you? There is no hell. The scriptures wasn't taught properly, man. There is no hell. This is Job 14 and 14. It reads, if a man die, shall he live again? Question. This is a question mark. If a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change come. What does that mean? It's a question mark here. Job 14 and 14. If a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change come. What change? This is Psalms 104 and 29. This is the change. See, Jake, now the truth that had been so long hid is now flourishing and have been made manifest, man. The Lord say, when you read real quick, Matthew chapter 10 and 26, it reads, fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. This is what the Lord said pertaining to everything about life, man. Everything about the wicked, everything about truth. This is Luke 8 and 17. Said the same thing. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. So the Lord say in the time, appointed time, right? Like I said in Habakkuk 2, things is going to be manifest to the elect, man. Oh, let's get this. And the hell doctrine, that's a big stumbling block, man. This is Colossians 1 and 26. It reads, even the mysteries which have been hid from ages and from generations, but now is made manifest to his saints. So everything that was hid, the hell doctrine, who the wicked on the earth is, right? Reincarnation, who the Lord came to save, all these things is made manifest now, man. Even the mystery, which have been hid from ages and from generations, but now is made manifest to his saints. This wasn't always so back in the 50s and the 20s and the 1800s. This wasn't so, man. Now, read this again, Job 14 and 14. Listen to what Job say. If a man die, shall he live again? Question mark. All the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change come. Now let's read about the change. This is Psalms 104 and 29. It reads, listen carefully. Thou hidest thy face. Did not the Lord do this when you read Deuteronomy 32? When you read Hosea 5 and 15, say he hid his face from the Israelites, right? Psalm 104 and 29. Thou hidest thy face, they are troubled. Thou takest away their breath, they die and return to their dust. You see? Verse 30. Thou sendest forth thy spirit, they are created, thou renewest the face of the earth. That's reincarnation, man. That's reincarnation all day, every day. If you can't get it, maybe the Lord will give it to you later. If you can't get it, maybe how about Shema Shai give it to you later. Say that in Job 33. But reincarnation is biblical, man. Again, Psalm 104 and 29. Thou hidest thy face, they are troubled. Thou takest away their breath, they die and return to their dust. So the same thing in Ecclesiastes 3 and 12. Thou sendest forth thy spirit, they are created, and thou renewest the face of the earth. That's reincarnation, man. When you die, your spirit go back to Yahweh. You don't go and burn in some place called hell, man. Hell is a condition, it's a judgment, or it's the grave, man. That's it. We in hell. That's what the saying is. This is the white man's hell, and this is the white man's heaven, and the black man's hell, man. You got terms. When people say, man, I caught hell all this week. I've been catching hell all day. It's a condition or a judgment, man. This is Colossians chapter 3 and verse 22. It reads, servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh, not with eye service as men pleasers, but in singleness of heart, fearing power. And whatsoever you do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men, knowing that of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance, for ye serve the Lord Yahweh, for you serve the Lord Hamashiach. So, reading that, right? When you go back to Ecclesiastes, that's why Solomon said this. Ecclesiastes 3. And read it again. Ecclesiastes 3 and 20. All go into one place. All, that's the wicked and the righteous. All go into one place. All are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of beast that goeth downward to the earth? Wherefore I perceive that there is nothing better than that a man should rejoice in his own works, which is what? Doing the will of Yahweh Shema Shah. For that is his portion. You see, some men got portion to do righteously and teach the word. Some men got portion to be wicked, man. For who shall bring him to see what shall be after him? Only the Lord. Reincarnation, man. Question mark there. Who? He said, for who shall bring him to see what shall be after him? Back in Job 14 and 14 again. If I die, It say, if a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change come. Your change come, what I read in Psalms. Let's get it again. Psalm 104 and 29, because this is a big stumbling block to Jake, man. Thou hidest thy face, meaning Yahweh. They are troubled. Thou takest away their breath. They die and return to the dust. Thou sendest forth thy spirit. They are created, and thou renewest the face of the earth. That's reincarnation, man. This is Job 19. This is Job 19 and 26. It reads, now Job said, if a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change come. Job 19 and 26. And though, it's saying, though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see power. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see Yahweh B'Shem Avashai. How in the flesh if you die? That don't make sense, right? But it do. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see power. Revelation. Revelation chapter 1 and verse 7. Job say, even though the worms going to destroy this body, in my flesh shall I see power, right? Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. And they also which pierced him, all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. What is that talking about? Job saying, hey, again, Job 19 and 26. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see power, whom I shall see for myself, and my eyes shall behold. What it just said in Revelation? It say, and not another, though my reins be consumed within me. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see power, whom I shall see for myself, and my eyes shall behold, and not another, though my reins be consumed with me. Revelation 1 and 7 just said, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. This is reincarnation, man. Now, if you wind up dying this run, then you got to come back. If you die doing the work of Yahweh B'Shem Avashai, then you got to come back with Yahweh Shah on the chariots. But if you be here, that means this is your last run. This was your last reincarnation, and you will be here to see the Lord come back, man. We done been here numerous times over, man. Now, this is Jonah. So the person, when I explained all this, I brought all these scriptures out to the person. And when I said their eyes got buckshot, so then the person said, okay, so what is the lake of hell then? What is the lake of fire? That's what she said. I'm slacking. What is the lake of fire? Now see, I said, okay, now that's a whole nother topic. The lake of fire and hell is two separate places, right? I was explaining to her this way. Because hell is not a place where you're going to burn forever. All right? So let me read this. This is Jonah chapter 2, verse 1. Then Jonah prayed unto the Lord Yahweh, his power, out of the fish's belly, and said, I cried by reason of my affliction, because the word hell, it means condition or judgment, or it's the grave. It's an affliction, man. That's what the word hell means. So he said, and I said, I cried by reason of my affliction unto the Lord Yahweh, and he heard me out of the belly of hell, cried I, and thou heardest my voice. If Jonah was in hell burning, how could he cry and pray to the Lord? So I asked him, I asked the person, I said, because the person said, you got the blue letter? I said, yeah, I got the blue letter on my phone. We use the blue letter diligently. So, and when I punched in hell, so the person said, type in hell and see what you get. It popped up. One of the verses was Jonah 2. So before I read it, I said, do you know about the story of Jonah? And I had mentioned this before I went to the blue letter. And the person like, yeah. So I said, when Jonah said, when he was in hell in the fish's belly, was he burning? They were like, no. Then when I read to him Ecclesiastes 3, and then I read Ecclesiastes 12 and 7, when we die, our spirit go back to Yahweh. So how the hell can you be burning if your spirit go back to the Lord? It don't make sense. But to the pure, all things are pure, right? But what it said in Daniel chapter 12, verse 10, the wicked will not understand, man. It's simple, but yet it's a real, the hell doctrine have been throwing people off for a long time, man. Even though the scriptures is right here, they have been thrown off. Again, then Jonah prayed unto the Lord Yahweh, his power out of the fish's belly, and said, I cried by reason of my affliction unto the Lord Yahweh, and he heard me out of the belly of hell, cry I, and thou heardest my voice. And thou hearest my voice. Why would he say he was in the belly of hell? Because that was his affliction. That was his punishment, his judgment for not going to Nineveh and teach the word, man. And where he wound up at, the fish spit him out back at Nineveh, all right on the shores, man. So the person said, well, in Revelation, I said Revelation 20 and 14, I called them before they said it. You talking about the lake of fire. They was like, yeah. I said, okay, that's a whole different story. Now let's deal with that. Let's deal with that. I said, do you know how the lake of fire get created? Why is it called a lake of fire? They was like, no. I said, the lake of fire is going to come from the intercontinental ballistic missiles, which John the Revelator saw, and Joel, and Isaiah, and other prophets. They saw the missiles, right? So I said, let's deal with this. I went to Revelation. All these scriptures I brought out at the plantation. Revelation 9 and 16. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. Now I'm explaining to her, during this time, this was the best description that John the Revelator can give on the island of Patmos, because back then it wasn't how they fought in ancient time. They used to line up on both sides of the field and charge out at each other with swords and shields and daggers, right? The whole arm on. That's how they fought in ancient time. So this was the best description that John the Revelator can give. It say Revelation 9 and 16, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. That's 200 million. And thus I saw the horses in a vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and jasper and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issue fire and smoke and brimstone. A horse, why did it say in the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions? It's talking about the warheads on the missiles. And out of their mouths, out of the horse's mouth that had heads like lions, issue fire and smoke and brimstone. Horses can't do this. Not even a lion can do this. So what is it talking about? Verse 18. By these three was the third part of men killed, right? By the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone, which issued out of their mouths. What is it talking about? The warheads on the tip of the missile. For their power is in their mouth and in their tails. Why? Because the missiles get propelled. They don't have to be dropped out of a B-52 like they did with Hiroshima and Nagasaki when they dropped the atomic bomb, right? Fat Man and Little Boy. They don't have to drop them no more. They get propelled by themselves, right? It say, for the power is in their mouth and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents. When a missile gets shot off, it leave a trail of smoke, a trail of smoke, right? When it go up, it is like a serpent. This is the vision that John the Revelator saw. This was his best description of the missiles. For their powers in their mouth and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents and had heads, and with them they do hurt. Missiles, right? Now, when you read Revelation 11 and verse 12, it reads this. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up into heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Verse 3 is the point. This is talking about the elect going up to the chariots. Verse 13, and the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. What is the 10th part of the city? It's talking about North America, man. North America, they got, you can look it up on Google. They got North America split in 10 FEMA zones. And even so, more than that, when you look up the area codes and the zip codes, every state got an area code and a zip code. They all go from 0 to 9. How many numbers is that? It's 10. This ain't rocket science. It just need to be, it had to be taught to you properly. Every state have an area code that go from 0 to 9, a zip code that go from 0 to 9. Every place got numbers. So it say, in the same hour, there a great earthquake. When? After the elect got beaten up into the chariots, and the 10th part of the city fell, which is North America. As the apostles say, all 5,000 square miles of it, man. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were frightened and gave glory to power of heaven. Why? Because they were saved. I can tell you in 1 Peter 4 and 18, the righteous shall scarcely be saved. Right? That's scarcely being saved, meaning the elect will get beaten up out of here as the missiles getting ready to drop ground zero, man. On ground zero. So this is Joel, because this Joel 2 and 4, because Joel and John saw the same vision, right? John say they had the horses and the men that sat on them had breastplates, right? This is Joel 2 and 4. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. This is the same thing that John said in Revelation 9. Verse 5, like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains, shall they leap. A horse can't do that. Not on top of a mountain. It's like the noise of a flame of fire. That's the breakdown. Like the noise of a flame of a fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. It's as a strong people set in battle array. Let's get a precept to that. This is Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5. It as a people in battle array. Isaiah 9 and 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. This is how they fought in the ancient time. They lined up on both sides of the field and said charge. They charged at each other with swords and shields on horses and daggers. They had the whole armor on, and they charged out at each other. For every battle the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. This war, this battle, will be fought with what? Intercontinental ballistic missiles. This is Isaiah 54 and 16. All these scriptures are brought out to the person at the plantation, and they got it. I don't know if they're a heathen or Jake, but they got it. Isaiah 54 and 16. Because I was explaining to him that the lake of fire is going to be created by missiles. Behold, I have created the smith that blew up the coals in the fire. So I asked him, what is a smith? They was like, I don't know. A smith is a person that makes weapons. And that bringeth forth an instrument for his works. And I, Yahweh Bashim Avashai, have created the waster to destroy. That's what the missiles are for. to destroy. Whatever it hit, it will annihilate. So I asked, did they get that? They was like, yeah, okay, good. And this is Malachi chapter 4 and verse 1. If you can't get this, you lost in the sauce. Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. What is going to do this? Now the Lord can snap his fingers and make everything catch on fire. This is how the Lord don't work like that. He do things through measure of time, man. He creates scenarios, man. He created the smith that blew the coals in the fire. They took the German scientists and brought them over here and created the atom bomb. Now they have split the atom. Now they have nuclear capability, which is intercontinental ballistic missiles. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. This is the lake of fire. There's no hell. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. This is the lake of fire, not the hell. There is no place called hell where you go and burn. Well, it's a devil sitting with a pitchfork and horns and a red suit on. That is a doctrine that was created. It's a myth. It's not real, man. It's not in the Bible, not one place. So, knowing that the earth is going to be, one day the earth shall burn as an oven. What did that tell you? It said the earth, not the earth Salakia. Again, for behold, the day coming that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yeah, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. So a day is coming when it's a day come when it shall burn as an oven. What shall burn as an oven? What? Well, this ain't talking about underground, man. This is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 25. It reads, the Lord have opened his armory and brought forth the weapons of his indignation, which is the precept to Isaiah 54:16. For this is the work of the Lord Yahweh, power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. What's the what's the Lord? It said the Lord have opened his armory. What's his armory? Full of intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. This is 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 10. It reads, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with the great noise. Earth is known as a heaven. The skies, where the clouds is at, that's known as a heaven, man. Then you got the outer, you got the ozone. You got up there what a star, well, not what a star, because them you'll never reach those. But you got, like I'm gonna say, like what a space station at, because they can't go outside of the Van Allen belt. It's a Van Allen belt that go around the earth. They can't get past that. So you got earth, you got the skies, then you got the outer zone, the outer pocket of earth. That's known as a heaven too, man. Okay? Where they flying they so-called spaceships at. Not spaceships, they where we see the chariots at. What these rockets, where they fly their rockets at, where they got the space station at. That is like, that's a heaven too, man. Right? So it say, but the day of the Lord Yahweh will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with the great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. There are no elements in the air. What the elements at? Here on earth, man. All the elements are here on earth. Shalom, everybody in the comment board. Shalom. Yahweh Shem, Shalom, Shem, Kakadash, Prophet Thumb. Shalom. Thank you for tuning in. It say, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. What can get that hot that can melt a car or a truck or a building? What can do that? There's nothing on earth that we know of that can melt with fervent heat but intercontinental ballistic missiles. It say, The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. What's the works? Everything that has been created by man. Buildings, cars, trucks, the highways, sidewalks, everything. It says shall all the elements, everything is made with elements, shall all melt with fervent heat. What can do this? Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, dissolved, dissolved. You know what dissolve mean? What manner of persons are ye to be in our holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasten unto the coming of the day of Yahweh by Hashem wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. What can destroy everything with fervent heat? Some are intercontinental ballistic missiles. So I read these scriptures. They getting it. This is Revelation. This is the kicker right here. This Revelation chapter 20 in verse 14. It reads, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. Now, if there's a place called hell, how can hell be thrown in the lake of fire? That don't make no sense at all. But you got people that just don't read, man. Again, it's Revelation 20 and 13. It said, and the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in it, which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. Is hell, if hell is a place where you can go and burn forever, why is hell all of a sudden just the whole hell lifted up from wherever it's at and thrown into the lake of fire? It's not possible, man. If hell is a place, it cannot be thrown into the lake of fire. What is it talking about? It's talking about a nation of people, man. It tell you that in Habakkuk 2. Let's read that. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 5. It reads, yet also because he transgressed by wine, his philosophies, his policies, his legislations, his democracy, his draconian laws, he is a proud man. It tell you in Obadiah 1 and 3, the proud they heart have deceived them. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. He got over 800 military bases around the world. It said neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death. Who is it talking about? Talking about the Job 9 and 24s. So, back in Revelation, chapter 20 and 14, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. Who is this? The third part of man that's going to be killed, right? When you read in let's get this, Revelation chapter 6. Revelation 6 and 4, and it reads, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given him, and that was given unto him a great sword. Who is this? Death and hell, man. What does it say? Verse 8, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto him over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. It said over the fourth part of the earth. When you read about the fourth beast in Daniel 7, when you read about the fourth beast in 2nd Ezra 11, it's talking about the Job 9 and 24s, man. So, again, death and hell was cast into the lake of fire. Because they was made to reign over the fourth part of the earth, man. Who controls Babylon the Great? The Job 9 and 24s, man. So, there is no place called hell. Hell is a condition, a judgment, or it's the grave. Again, Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 20. Again, all go on one place. All are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. So the person say, so you telling me the righteous and the wicked, when they die, they go back to the spiritual realm? Yes. All go into one place. All are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of beast that goeth downward to the earth? It's not rocket science. Just read the scriptures and follow the precepts. Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. This is Ezekiel 18 and verse 4. It reads, behold, all souls are mine, as the soul of the Father, so also the soul of the Son is mine. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. But if a man be just and do that which is lawful and right, and have not eaten upon the mountains, meaning follow the philosophers of the world. That's why I tell you in Revelation that in their mouth was found no God, right? They was not defiled with women, meaning philosophy of the world. It say, but if a man be just and do that which is lawful and right, and do not eat upon the mountains, neither had lifted up his eyes to the idols of the house of Israel, meaning follow 2/3, neither have defiled his neighbor's wife, commit adultery, neither have come near to a menstruous woman. You don't supposed to be sleeping with women when they period on, and have not oppressed any, but have restored to the debtor his pledge. What is that? Present your body as a living sacrifice to Yahweh Shema Shah. Have spoiled none by violence, have given his bread to the hungry, and have covered the naked with a garment. What's covered the naked with a garment? You're teaching the truth, man. In the highways and byways, the streets and lanes, on the unicorn, man. Again, behold, Ezekiel 18 and 4, all souls are mine. As the soul of the Father, so also the soul of the Son is mine. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. When you die, you don't go to hell. There is no hell. We living in hell now. Hell is a condition. It's a judgment. It's the grave. When you die, your spirit go back to Yahweh Shema Shai, and you wait until your appointed time. Again, Job 14 and 14. If a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change come. When will your change come? Psalms 104 and 29. Thou hidest thy face, they are troubled. Thou takest away their breath, they die and return to their dust. Thou sendest forth thy spirit, they are created, and thou renewest the face of the earth. Reincarnation. You go back to Yahweh Shema Shai, you wait a period of time, every third or fourth generation, and he renew your face again. You come back as a fresh newborn baby, man. This is Job 19 and 26. Again, got to do these again because it's needful, man. Because the hell doctrine have a major stronghold, but it's supposed to be on 2/3. But the brother Yawan did a video last week, and when he did that night he did the video, I was dealing with the person at my job about the hell doctrine, and it was the spirit that the Lord had him to do a video on it. But he went into the word hell and broke it down. Listen, precept upon precept. Job 19 and 26. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see God. Shall I see power, whom I shall see for myself, and my eye shall behold, and not another. I read in Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, all eyes shall see Yahweh when he return, man, in this flesh. So if Job died and went back to the spiritual realm, Why he say, and though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see power, whom I shall see for myself. Not when he go to the spiritual realm, when he come back again, man, and be on earth when Yahweh shall return, man. He said, and though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see power. There is no flesh in the spiritual realm, man. You see, there is no flesh in the spiritual realm. So he talking about being alive on earth. Second Ezra 14 and 35. Again, for after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again, and then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. We don't know who's righteous and who's wicked, but when you die, you come back again, and your lot is your lot, man. I read it, Proverbs 16 and 33. The lot is cast into the lap, but the whole disposing thereof is of Yahweh, man. So you come back in your lot. I read Ezekiel 18 and 20. The righteous of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. Your lot is your lot, man. Either righteous or wicked, but we all come back every third and fourth generation. Exodus 20 and 5. There is no hell, man. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord Yahweh, thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandment. So if you was righteous then, you're going to be righteous now. If you was wicked then, the Lord set you up. Your lot is your lot. Deuteronomy 24 and 16. The fathers shall not be put to death for the children, neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers. Every man shall be put to death for his own sin. We have been here numerous of times, man. Numerous of times we have been on the earth, man. Numerous of times we have been here, man. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 10. And it reads, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might, for there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest. And I read that because of this. Ecclesiastes 3 and 22. Wherefore I perceive that there is nothing better than that a man should rejoice in his own works. What works? Doing the work for the Lord, man. Because I tell you right here in John chapter 4 and 38. I sent you to reap that whereon ye bestowed no labor. Other men labored, and ye are entered into their labors. What is that? 1 Corinthians 14, man. The spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets, man. This work have to be done over and over and over, man. That's reincarnation. There is no hell. The Lord don't do it with spirits, man. They are pure energy, man. You just get reincarnated, as I read in Psalm 104, verse 29 and 30, man. There is no hell. There is no hell, man. So, Lord willing, this is edifying. Gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rikak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders over all of Israel, whether you can accept it or not. And the sincere salutation to all the ark and pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, working on the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwath who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. Lord is edifying. Oh, I'm going to get you better. Please comment board. This is Jonah 2 in verse 1. Then Jonah prayed unto the Lord Yahweh, his power, out of the fish's belly, and said, I cried by reason of my affliction. Because what? Hell is a affliction, a judgment. And said, I cried by reason of my affliction unto the Lord Yahweh, and he heard me out of the belly of hell, cried I, and thou heardest my voice, and thou hearest my voice. How can you be heard out of hell, man? And that's showing you it's talking about a condition, man. Hey, what if everybody tuning in? This is and hey, I don't know how long this page is gonna be up. I gotta, I gotta be wise as serpent, humble as the dove with certain videos I've been putting up because I got my last strike. I got a strike for 2 weeks, so I had to create a new channel because they strike this page and my other backup channel. So I had to create a new backup channel. My two backup channels, GMS, Your Redemption Draweth Nigh, and the other backup channel is GMS True Words for Life. This is El Nana. He put up Ezekiel 32 and 27, and it reads, "And they shall not lie with the mighty that are fallen of the uncircumcised, which are gone down to hell with their weapons of war." Where you gonna have weapons of war in hell, man? That's cold, huh? It's a, and they have laid their sword under their heads. It's talking about on earth, man. On earth. You see that? Hey, that's crazy. It say again, Ezekiel 32 and 27, and they shall not lie with the mighty that are fallen of the uncircumcised, which are gone down to hell with their weapons of war, and they have laid their swords under their heads. And that's great because a lot of Jakes sleep with their guns up on the pillow, man. That's cold. It say, but their iniquities shall be upon their bones, though they were the terror of the mighty in the land of the living. Ooh, that's a cut. That's another cold cut. Man, let me read that again. Ezekiel 32 and 27 from the brother Adam Nana. And they shall not lie with the mighty that are fallen of the uncircumcised, which are gone down to hell with their weapons of war, and they have laid their swords under their heads. But their iniquities shall be upon their bones, though they were the terror of the mighty in the land of the living. That's talking about on earth. What does Solomon say? Ecclesiastes 3 and 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. I said in my heart, Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, shall judge the righteous and the wicked. Well, for there, under the sun on earth, is a time there for every purpose and for every work, man. On earth, man, in the land of the living. Beautiful, huh? Beautiful. I read the 2 Peter 3. He put up Isaiah 19 and 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord Yahweh rise upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. And the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. From what? Intercontinental ballistic missiles. You're coming out the water. Kazak, Bon, Yahweh. I read this earlier too. 2 Ezra 14:35. For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again. And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared, man. Because they come back over and over to do the same wickedness that they have been doing the whole time, man. Yeah, I brought this out earlier too. 2 Corinthians 5 and 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Hamashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he have done, whether it be good or whether it be bad. Oh, you just gave me another precept to read. Ecclesiastes 12 and 14 reads, for Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be bad. Well, you're going to get judged here on earth, man. And the same must know it after death by pain. At least you repent, convert, and be healed, that your sins may be blotted out. Hey, the water for tuning in. Hey, the water for that precept, that was fire. That was a precept I never read before. Yeah, Ezekiel 32. That was fire, brother. Cold. Hey, so the water for tuning in, the water. May Yahweh Shema shall continually bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up. Till next time I say Shalom. Wa abba. Hey, the water for tuning in. Hey, y'all know my precept. Let me close with this. Ecclesiastes 32 and 11. It reads, Rise up betimes, and be not the last, but get thee home without delay. There take thy pastime, and do what thy will, but sin not by proud speech. Hey, so when you got to go out, you got to go out to go grocery shopping, whatever you got to do, hey, get on up early, go handle that business, get out the way, man. Because you never know where you could be somewhere and things just happen. Because it's nobody die being innocent. Hey, so keep that in mind. Shalom.